Harry and Meghan have decided to take the British citizenship test because Meghan wants to become a British citizen. God knows why, but Harry kind of failed the test. This is absolutely beautiful. I know we talked about Harry and Meghan every now and then, but I try not to do too many Harry and Meghan videos unless they are hilarious or they are important. So yeah, I think it was yesterday, a couple of days ago, we talked about some of the important topics when it comes to Harry. But this is actually just funny. It's good to take a break from important news stories of the day. This channel doesn't just give you doom and gloom. We give you happy stuff as well. Nonsense, three-legged dogs, and Harry and Meghan. British citizenship exam basically was too difficult for Harry. This is according to his own wife, Meghan. I mean, so the idea is basically Meghan wants to become a British citizen, which we're going to talk about in a second. The citizenship test, at times, on some level, obviously I haven't taken it, I don't know the details, but I did look at it a while ago. When it was created, it was a bit more nonsensical. It kind of evolved, it's kind of improved a little bit, but it was too trivial back then. But it does just ask you the basics. I mean, they're not really that important stuff, but some of them are just basic stuff that you need to know. British traditions, stuff like costumes and everything else. Somehow, I expect an individual like Harry, who was born with the whole concept, to know the answers. If it was a random person from, I don't know, Lincolnshire or Essex, who hasn't any, but they're very, very British. They are still very British, but they don't know the basic trivia stuff. I won't be surprised if they can't pass the test. But Harry, are you kidding me? So Meghan would have had to wait 3 years after their marriage before she could apply for indefinite leave to remain. But she actually has revealed that she was studying for the exam while she was still living in Britain because she wanted to apply to become a British citizen. Now, while she was doing the test, she also got Harry to do it just to kind of test it out, kind of see how well he does in that test. But according to Meghan, that citizenship exam is so hard. I was studying for it, and I remember going, "Oh my goodness!" She also said, "I would ask my husband, 'Did you know this? Did you know this?' And he went, 'Huh? I had no idea.'" That was a good Meghan, wasn't it? It's embarrassing. If you were born into a royal family, if you basically your upbringing, your education was partly to know all the traditions and customs, it's a bit embarrassing if you don't know the basic questions of the British citizenship test. But it does actually make a joke about the whole system anyway, because there are countries like Germany. If you want to move there, if you want to legally stay there and become German, there are basic requirements that are more important than this. One, you need to be able to speak German. We don't have that requirement in this country, which is a bit sad. Do you know how many migrants right now are living in this country who can't speak a word of English? Why is that a thing? How can you integrate within society if you can't communicate with your neighbors, with your shopkeeper, with anybody? That's the foundation of integration. Even the Germans who had to reapply to join the civilization and society after the 1944, even the Germans know how to do it. It's just weird how much we haven't actually evolved to protect the British identity and British values. Now, I might be wrong. One of you might be a left-wing troll who's ready to leave an angry comment. Feel free to leave your comments under the video and I'll have a look at some of them. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in half an hour. We're going to tell you about the NHS as an organization, the woke NHS, that we received a promise from Sajid Javid when he was Health Secretary about half an hour ago, that he said he's stopping the wokeism. You remember? We made a video. We said Sajid Javid has decided that the NHS is no longer going to do woke, diversity managers and everything else. Well, I have some bad news, but you're going to have to wait half an hour for that video to come out. I'm Tousi and we are the media.